Good morning, all the students of 7th standard. And as you know that once again we have started our YouTube classes instead of online class. And yesterday we came up to the Lord Basveshwara's, and after that Mahanubhav Panth that we have studied. Page number 12 is going on of third lesson, religious synthesis, in this third page number 12. So Mahanubhav sect was also one of the most ancient sect is there. This sect spread into the Punjab and also some part of the Afghanistan. Now further next we will go there. Some of the main composition of the followers of Mahanubhav Panth are, Mahanubhav Panth is there, some of their compositions are there of the Mahanubhav Panth. Some of the books are there. Composition means books or the informations which is available in the written format. Books, religious book of the Mahanubhav Panth, they are available or for the Mahanubhav followers is given here. The treatise is a book. The treatise, that is a Leela Charitra. Leela Charitra is the name of the book of Mahanubhav Panth. That the treatise, or it is in that information is there, it is the name of the book Leela Charitra, compiled by Mahim Bhatt. The book Leela Charitra, compiled means this book was written by, Leela Charitra book was composed by Mahim Bhatt. Mahim Bhatt, he was a religious guru, or we can say in another word, he was the writer of this book Leela Charitra, the person who had composed this book Leela Charitra, compiled by Mahim Bhatt, describing the deeds of Chakradhar Swami. In the book Leela Charitra, Mahim Bhatt, he described the deeds, he described the information, he described the activities, work done by Sri Chakradhar Swami. In that book he had described the information, whatever the activities had done by Sri Chakradhar Swami. That activity was described by Mahim Bhatt in the book Leela Charitra. So Leela Charitra is one book. In that book Mahim Bhatt, he wrote the information about the Sri Chakradhar Swami's activity, or the work of the Sri Chakradhar Swami was written in the book Leela Charitra. Dawale of the first Marathi poets. Dawale of the first Marathi poetess. Dawale is first Marathi poetess, female there. Mahadamma, Sutrapath and Drishtantapath. Sutrapath and Drishtantapath, compiled by Keshavas. Here remember that we listen properly once again that. So Dawale of the first Marathi poetess Mahadamba, Sutrapatha and Drishtapath. What we can call that? Sutrapath and Drishtapath, these are the names. Compiled, these are the name of the book. Compiled by Keshavas. These books were written by Keshavas. Sutrapath and Drishtapath books were written by Keshavas, and also Vachaharan of Damodar Pandit. Vachaharan is of the Damodar Pandit, and Shishu Pallavad. Next one, Shishu Pallavad of Bhaskar Bhatt, Borikar. Shishu Pallavad is book written by Bhaskar Borikar and Rukmini Swayamvar of Narendra Raj. And another one book, Rukmini Swayamvar. This book was written by Narendra. So in this way many books are there. Leela Charitra, Mahim Bhatt. Next, Dhawale is the Marathi poets written by Madamba. Sutrapad and Drishtapad written by Keshavas. Vachaharans written by Damodar Pandit. Shishyapallav written by Bhaskar Bhatt Purikar, and Rukmini Swayamvar was written by Narendra Raj. Like different books were there composed by Mahanubha Pant, 6 persons there, other writers, Rishi Munis there. Next there, a conservation between a Hindu and Muslim written by Sant Eknath. Conservation dialogue or the discussions between the Hindu and Muslim was written by Sant Eknath. There was compositions. Conservations means what we can say that conversations there. Conversation, that is a dialogue or the discussions. Conservations, sorry, not conservation, convergence or conversations written by conversations between the Hindu and Muslim was written by Sant Eknath. Is important from the viewpoint of the religious majority or the religious harmony. So conversations is there, dialogue is there, discussions were there between the Hindu and Muslims written by Sant Eknath was one important viewpoint of religious harmony or the religious goodness, happiness between the Hindu and Muslim, religious unity there. The famous quotes of the Sant Eknath, Muhammad, Sheikh Muhammad, Avinda, Tyacha Hriday Govinda, is an example of this religious harmony. Sant Eknath, he wrote in his book, the famous quote he wrote in his book, that is Sheikh Muhammad. He wrote about the Sant Sheikh Muhammad, Sheikh Muhammad Avinda, Tyacha Hriday Govinda. Means Sant Sheikh Muhammad, he was a person there, religious sant of the Muslim there community. In his heart also, the words or the, we can see the pictures of Lord Govinda. He also recite the name of the Lord Govinda. Tyacha Hriday Govinda. Always he recite the word, he take the name of the Lord Govindas. This is the one example of religious harmony that example given by Sant Eknath in his book there. Next person, religious information we'll study about that, Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak is guru of the Sikh religion, that Sikh community there, Punjab side. So Guru Nanak information is given here. Guru Nanak was the founder of Sikhism. Guru Nanak, he was a founder of the Sikhism, means he founded, he established, he set up Sikh religions, like Hindu religion is there, Muslim religion is there, Christian religion is there. Like same way, Guru Nanak, he was a founder of the Sikhism, he was a guru of the Sikh, and the first guru of Sikh. Guru Nanak, he was the first guru of the Sikh religion from the Punjab province. He was a founder, he set up the Sikh religion, like Basveshwar set up the Lingayat sect. Like same way, Guru Nanak, he was a founder of Sikhism and he was the first guru of the Sikh. His work has to be mentioned as a great attempt at religious synthesis. The work of Guru Nanak mentioned as a great attempt at religious synthesis, in the religious combinations. The work or achievement of the Guru Nanak is very important. This, he visited the holy places of both Hindu and Muslim. Guru Nanak, he visited the holy places, both the holy places of the Hindus and also the Muslims. Guru Nanak, he visited to the holy places from the both the religion. He visited to the Hindus also holy places, and he visited to the Muslims also holy places. He visited there from the both community, Hindus community and the Muslim communities, religious places. He visited there. He visited to the temples there, and he had also visited to the Makkah. Hindu and Muslims, he had visited to the Makkah. Makkah is a holy place of the Muslim Islamic religion there. So Guru Nanak, he visited to the Makkah also. It is one of the holy place from the Islamic religion. To that holy places, Guru Nanak, he visited this. He had visited to the Makkah, and he realized that the feeling of devotion when he had visited to the Hindus temples, holy places, and when he had visited to the Muslims holy place, that is the Makkah. Then after his visit, after his observations or after his detailed survey, there he realized that, or Sant or Guru Nanak realized that the devotion is common everywhere. Devotion, the path of bhakti movement, to be trust, to have faith in God. That devotion is common everywhere. That devotion is the same in Hindus also religions, or in the Muslims also religion, that, or in the Islamic religion, that. The devotion is same everywhere. The path of devotion is common everywhere, that it is common only, but the way of to express their worship toward their God, it is different. The method of worship is different. That he taught that all persons should be treated equally. Guru Nanak, he taught that all persons, they should be treated equally. There was no any partiality among the people. All men and women are equal for the God. So we should treat to them equally, to all the men and women. That. So he taught to the common people that the path of devotion is common everywhere, and he had treated equally to all the men and women. His teachings aimed at achieving Hindu and Muslim unity. The teaching of Guru Nanak is important. And what is the main of his teaching? The main aim of the Guru Nanak's teaching, that is the unity of the Hindu and Muslim. He gave more importance, he gave the more stress, he gave more weightage for the unity of the Hindu and Muslim. Remember that Guru Nanak's activity there. Guru Nanak, he gave the more importance, more stress for the unity of Hindu and Muslim, and he emphasized the chaste behavior, simple behavior. He gave importance for the simple behavior. Guru Nanak gave the more importance for the simple lifestyle or the simple behavior. Many people were influenced by the teaching of Guru Nanak. Number of the people, they influenced by the teaching of the Guru Nanak. His teaching influence attracted to the many people. The number of his followers increased day by day due to his teachings. Many followers attracted toward him, and his followers number start to be increased day by day. The follower of the Guru Nanaks are known as the Sikh. Shishya, that Shishya also, or Sikh also we can call that. Those who follow to the Guru Nanak, the follower of the Guru Nanak, we are known as the Sikh or the Shishya there, meaning that is the disciple. The meaning of the Shishya or the Sikh, that is the disciple, student we can call in another word. The Adi Grantha, also known as Guru Granth Sahib. Adi Grantha is a holy book of the Sikh religion. That this book is also known as Guru Granth Sahib, is the holy book of the Sikh religion. Guru Granth Sahib or Adi Granth is the holy book of the Sikh religion. That Adi Granth include the composition by Guru Nanak. In the Adi Granth, many compositions are there, included by the Guru Nanak, Sant Namdev, Sant Eknath, and other sants. Their composition, their verses, songs are there in the Adi Granth, that religious book of the Sikh religion. Guru Nanak was succeeded by 9 gurus of the Sikh. He was succeeded by the 9 guru of the Sikh person. That 9 guru. Guru Tegh Bahadur was the 10th guru, and Guru Tegh Bahadur, he was the last or the 10th guru of the Sikh religion. That after the Guru Gobind Singh, regard the Guru Gobind Sahib as their guru. Afterward, Guru Gobind Singh considered as the guru of the Sikh there. So Guru Gobind Singh regarded as a Guru Granth Sahib as the guru of there. As per the order of the Guru Gobind Singh, they start to be to prayer, worship of the Adi Granth, or they start to be worship of the Guru Granth Sahib there instead of their guru there, Guru Granth Sahib, or they start to worship the book. So this is the information about the Sikh religions. The last point that we will see in the we can see that the tomorrow's video, or we'll continue this in a few minutes. The Sufi sect this is the sect in Islam, that Sufi sect is the Islamic sect, that the Sufi sons believed that the God is full of love and only one way to reach the God, that is through the love and devotion. God is there. They too also believe in a God, and God is full of love, and there is only one way to reach toward the God, that is the love and devotions. To the love and devotion we can reach toward the God. Like in this way, concept in the Sufi or in the Islamic sector, the main teaching are love for all living beings. What is the main teaching of the Sufi sect? That is to be love all living beings there. Meditation and the simple living. We have to do meditation and the simple living. It is the main concept of the Islamic religion or the Sufi sect. Khwaja Mainuddin Chishti, Sheikh Nizamuddin Ahwalia were the greatest Sufi son. Mainuddin Chishti, Khwaja Mainuddin Chishti and Nizamuddin Ahwalia were the great sons from the Sufi sect there. The teaching of the Sufi sons led by the unity of Hindu and Muslim community there. In the Sufi sect also there, they start to teach that they give the more importance stress for the Hindu and Muslim community there, unity of the Hindu and Muslim. Sufi music has made valuable contributions to the Indian music. In Indian music tradition, that Sufi son, the music played important contribution or the role there. So the path of bhakti taught by the sons was easy to follow the common people. So this path of bhakti movement was easy to follow the common people. Bhakti movement was open to all men, that Bhakti movement was open for everyone, that for all the men and women. The sons expressed their thought in the language of people, that so all the sons they expressed their thought in the common people's language, that the common people found them close to their heart. When they expressed in the common people language, that then they expressed, they felt that this is close to our heart. If we can understand, then we feel that it is close to our heart. If the language which we can understand, we cannot understand. In that, if it is go more important, great ideas, then also that we cannot understand. That is not close to our heart. And if it is in our language, then we can understand the meaning, information from that. So the Bhakti movement has contributed greatly to the making of the Indian culture. The contribution of Bhakti movement is more important for in the contributions to nurture the Indian cultures. In this way we have completed this lesson. You revise, read out this lesson again and again, you will understand. Thank you very much.